Ietsénhaienhs Melanie Morrison. Thank you for tuning in. Here's my update on what I've been doing lately. I've been doing a lot of MMIWG2S plus work, attending different events. Recently, I was just in Ottawa for a 3-day summit put on by the Urban Indigenous Circle. And it was focused on advancing the way organizations can help emphasize the need for the funding and support for the organizations for MMIWG. It has been a battle to get the government to stand up to their commitment that they made for the 231 calls for justice. During this time, I was invited to a private event where the National Family and Survivor Circle, Inc. had a meeting put together by their organization in ISK with Prime Minister Carney, who delivered a very heartfelt speech on the subject, and sounds like he's committing himself to supporting the fight for the calls for justice to advance. But as always, we will have to wait and see. And there was also a commitment made for the Red Dress Project, which was one of the 2 calls for justice that were actually implemented. So that was 2 positive things that came out of this event. There was a event put on by Quebec Native women recently, and they promoted their mapping, MMIWG mapping project, which showed all the different locations of women and girls and Two-Spirited people that went missing or have been murdered here in Quebec. And it's to bring awareness to the fact that Quebec is impacted, and we face different hurdles when it comes to Quebec, as anybody who lives here knows. It's a tougher fight. But it's encouraging to know that now we have data on what's going on with our women and girls. And with data, it's always harder to ignore that there is a crisis going on. And this has been a battle that I've been fighting for a long time. And I'm happy to have the support of the table to participate in these events and to bring back knowledge and information for our community to work on the safety of our women, girls, and Two-Spirited people here in our community. Another thing that's going on with my portfolio, my lead portfolio, is heritage. I'm working alongside the KahnawakeTV Rights and Research on the repatriation of artifacts, and it's been going really good. We've had meetings to set up protocols now because we really want to see our items being returned to our community, not just on loan, but those that can be actually returned, which brings me into my next update, which is the museum. The museum has been moving along. It's a little bit slower than expected, but now we're finally moving more of a forward pace, because the floor has now been installed, which was the major item that needed to be done before the display cases and other things could be installed. So that's advancing nicely, and it looks like mid to late July it should be completed, with a estimated time frame for our opening launch of the whole building to be in September. More details on that will come as we get closer and when things are more concrete. So I hope that you have a wonderful spring. I hope everybody is getting ready for their gardens to be prepared, and I will see you next time. Yamagoa.